Bald is still in Maine, and we're carrying on. I think he's back tomorrow, so he'll be in studio. For that, Gina back from her mini honeymoon.
Yeah, little mini moon over the weekend.
Me back from SoFi Stadium.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah. So, all right, let me explain. I have many thoughts. Why I'm the world's greatest dad.
I'm all ears.
Because I have been traveling for the last 3 weeks and weekends. And anyone who knows me, all I want is crack that beer, watch the game with the boys, and relax. Now, remember, last week we were able to do some of that, but then headed out to Gina's wedding. Yeah. All right. So I had this weekend circled on my calendar of this will be the month. Before it, I was running everywhere, but this will be the weekend I get to wake up, collect Sonny, even collected Phil.
Oh.
And said, we will go and we'll watch football with the boys. We will eat, we will drink, and we will be merry.
That's the plan.
That is the plan. So I came in here Sunday morning to do the podcast. I brought Phil and Sonny. Told Sonny, take Phil, go to the other shop, go find the boys, settle in. Papa's going to go to work. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll come join you, and we shall relax. At some point, maybe about 45 minutes into the show, I see Sonny's head walk past the window and then walk around again.
Not supposed to be here?
Not supposed to be here. So I thought to myself, what's going on over there? Is there somebody there? Could he get in? Are the boys there? What's new? Well, they then find out that Cousin Sal has offered tickets for us to go to SoFi Stadium and watch the Rams game. And those who know me know I much prefer sitting home with food, with the beer,
big sectional,
watching all the games.
Yes.
Versus not really watching. Well, going to a concert is great. Going to a ball game today with all the replay and the high def and all this kind of stuff, I actually kind of prefer to watch it from home.
Yeah.
But
and depending who your friends are, there's slightly less of a chance you're going to get sucker punched if you're home.
Yes, and you're sitting on a folding plastic seat, and you're eating stadium food, and we can go eat whatever food we want, blah, blah, blah. So Sonny gives me the, during the break, he's like, SoFi tickets, Dad. Come on, they're playing the Cardinals. 3-0. Cardinals 3-0, Rams 3-0, home game. We got tickets, Cousin Sal. We got a parking space. So I'm like, oh, good. And, as much as you guys are all rolling your eyes going, hey, it doesn't sound too shabby, it's not. But 3 weeks of traveling every single weekend. And my proclamation is I just want to park my keister on a sectional and watch football.
That's what you've been working toward.
Doesn't involve getting from here to SoFi Stadium, which is a pile of traffic and an hour commute, and then parking, and then walking, and then figuring out if you're on the Loge or the Lido deck. But so I say, okay. And Sonny skedaddles out, and now I'm thinking about it. Like, I got to try to talk.
The rest of the show was so maudlin.
Kid out of this, I get there. And I got my argument. What are we going to do with Phil?
Yeah.
What are we going to do with Phil?
Can't leave
Phil's
him.
with us. Can't take him to the stadium. I've wrapped the show. I walk over to the other warehouse where everyone's watching football. Timeline is the game's 1 o'clock kickoff, and it's about noon. And then I walk in and I go, hey, Sonny, first off, some nuts and bolts. Like, we didn't think about this. And he goes, Mom's picking up Phil at 12:30. Ed's going to stay here until Phil gets picked up, and we're ready to go. And I'm like, God damn it. So I go, okay, we're going. We're going to SoFi.
What can't Adam complain about?
That's right.
Well, look, had I had the SoFi thing circled on the calendar and had I not been out of town for the prior 3 weeks, I would have been definitely up for it. But this sounded like one more thing to do.
This sounds like work.
Yeah, a little bit. So I said, all right, we shall do it. And we had 3 tickets, and we were going to meet Sal's friend, Mikey Meatballs, out there. So we had 4 altogether. So I told the Grizz, Scott, I said, Scott Holmes, I said, you're the driver. You drive my car. I'm riding shotgun.
Sorry. Just so I can follow along. There's the Grizz and Mikey Meatballs, and these people are over 25?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Mikey Meatballs is under 25. The Grizz is well over.
Got it.
So I say, fine, here we go. So we're going over. Now, I have 2 thoughts as we're driving to the stadium. First thought is, it's hot outside.
Yeah.
It's been hot outside.
It's been like 98, 100.
It's been weird hot outside and weird hot on the west side, like 92 degrees on the west side, where it's normally cooler where SoFi is. So my first thought is, how's this stadium laid out? I know they got a roof.
Right.
But it's not a dome. Are they controlling or conditioning the air in this place?
There's like an opening under the roof, right?
Yes. And I'm thinking, well, this is the most advanced stadium that has ever been built in humanity. Really, certainly in the United States in the last 10 years. So I'm like, all right, they got to be able to control the air somehow. And then my next thought is food.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to sit there and order some Zankou or order some, God knows, that's the thrill. What are we going to order for lunch? Everyone has an argument and an agreement and who's going to pay and blah, blah, blah. So the 2 thoughts are the food and the temperature because it's hot outside. So we're driving in and I don't know if you found, what was I saying? It was Grand, but it was Gage or something street.
Gage Avenue.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and there are many streets, thankfully, I've never been on. But when you take the 110 and you get off on Gage and you cut all the way across heading to the airport,
you can gauge your likelihood to be murdered.
It is some weird, dicey.
Yeah.
You can always tell the neighborhood by the sort of makeshift fences that are going up in front and all the bars on the windows and everything.
Yeah.
So at least I got to do my favorite activity when Sonny's in the car, which is drive down Gage and point at shit boxes and go, how'd you like to live there, Sonny? How'd you like to live there? And it was funny because as I was saying that to Sonny, Grizz, Scott, who was driving my car, noted as we're pointing at these little 30s stucco shit boxes with dirt lawns and lots of wrought iron over the windows and doors and everything like that. As we were driving in, and I was saying to Sonny, how'd you like to live there? How'd you like to live there? Scott then replied, I can't afford to live here.
Oh, no.
He's in an apartment. He's a renter. He's been here for years. He's working for Cousin Sal. He makes a living. Yeah. He ain't rich. And it then dawned on me, oh, yeah, these shit boxes I'm making fun of are $750,000.
I feel you, Grizz.
Yeah. So it was funny that I was saying, how'd you like to live in the shit box? Yeah. And I had a guy in the car who'd love to live in one of those shit boxes, but he can't afford it. Now, I was like, these cannot be over $500,000.
Oh, come on.
They cannot.
You do not spend any time on Zillow.
I know. They are so depressing and small and dangerous and shitty. How could this be over $500,000? And I don't know. I asked Chris if he can check some of those houses.
I'm looking at the average price, and it's about $660,000 average. Yeah. I mean, some go as low as $580,000, and some go as high as like $750,000, $760,000.
Yeah.
So wherever this is essentially Tijuana with the bars on the windows and the bad stucco jobs and 1,400 square feet and dirt lawns and everything else, and everything is over $500,000.
Yeah, we're all priced out of it.
If you want to know, if you're living in Salt Lake City or someplace like that, you want to know what $500K. And by the way, $500K is not going to do it. You're going to get the halfway decent place here is $700,000. Maybe $750,000, but you would never want to live there. You would never want to live there.
I have alerts for like places I'm not super excited about, like Northridge and like Granada Hills. I might as well turn it off. The starting rate is $875 for these like valley houses.
Right. I bought my first house under the Hollywood sign in Hollywood Land for $350,000.
God damn it. God.
It was a beater. Like it had the bones, but it needed a ton of work, but it was still $350. That was in 96.
And that was the house, because I think I've been there. That was the house that had like a viewing window for the pool, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was Lake Hollywood, and that was later. That was 1.6.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
And that was a beater too, but I brought it back. Either way. Ironically, the Grizz could not afford to purchase a house where I was threatening Sonny that one day you could end up in one of these houses.
Rich man, poor man.
And then we got to the stadium. And again, I had two thoughts. Thoughts were temperature and food. And I was thinking about the food. Like the stadium food of my youth was such shit, but I realized, oh no, that we're in the modern era now. This is SoFi. There's going to be good food here. So, and I don't know why, but I had in my mind's eye, I was picturing this big Jody Maroney sausage dog with the onions and the peppers on top and the deli mustard. And
you like Chicago style?
I love that.
Spear,
I love Chicago style.
Same.
So I was like, okay, all right. That's what I'm going to get. So we get into the stadium, and I'm like, it's hot in the stadium. Well, the reason it's hot is because it's got a big glass roof and no air.
Right.
Just it's got an opening between the roof and the top of the stadium, which is probably 3 stories. But first thing you notice is it's all subterranean. You got to go down like 8 stories.
Right.
They dug it in because of the airspace. So they had to lower the roof line because it's on the approach to LAX.
Wow.
So they couldn't go up.
Right.
I'm guessing your average stadium that is on the soil line is 10, 12 stories tall. Maybe 8 to 12 tall, but they could only afford to go maybe 4 or 5 stories up, so they had to go down.
That's really interesting.
Because they're right on the approach.
Right, yeah, you can't be that close.
Right.
Does it cool it off knowing that you're with the mole people?
You'd think, but it was still really fucking hot in there because it was 92 degrees outside. They had a big glass dome on the top, and there was no air conditioning in the place. So I was hot. So I said, all right, number 2, let's find some food. Went in. They had the pizza line. Sonny got a pizza. The personal pan pizza the size of a radio flyer wagon wheel, probably 7 inches across, 7 inches around.
Is it north or south of $13?
It didn't matter. Thicker and shit. The crust, it was just the thickest fucking shittiest crust in the world. Just the worst. Like the shittiest pizza ever. And then I was like, all right, fine for the boy. I'm finding my Jody Maroney dog. And I went in search of the dogs.
Gil, that's just a piece of focaccia bread.
We're looking at a piece of it. Yeah, but these were round, by the way, Max Spada. But either way, the thing's an 1.25 inches thick.
It's like a French bread pizza.
It's this super chewy, doughy, fucking carby pizza that dumb people like. I'm not talking about thick crust. Thick crust pizza is its own genre. It's its own category. This is not that. It is all the trappings of thick crust without any of the good stuff of the thick crust.
It's like the cheapest frozen pizza you can get at the grocery store is called self-rising. It's that shitty, squishy crust.
Squishy, thick, chewy, doughy crust. So, of course, they fucked the pizza up. And then, God forbid, here's what I don't get in life. Anyone who goes to New York and anyone who goes to John's or one of these other pizza joints buys the slice.
Yeah.
That is super thin crust, big wedge of pizza, can't support its own weight when you lift it up, starts to droop at the end. You fold it in half, you taco it, you turn it sideways. The world agrees that is the best pizza. The world agrees. That is the pizza we want.
Yes.
And then we also agree that the pizza from our youth, the school pizza, the junior high pizza, the big chewy square-shaped whatever, nobody wants that pizza.
No.
Why not just do the pizza that everyone enjoys the most? Sell it by the slice.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if they opened a John-style pizza? Like, there's nothing better than going into one of those pizzerias in the village and buying it by the slice. Just sell it by the fucking slice. But now it's a personal, comes in a box, chewy, doughy shit.
Do dumb people think they're getting more of a bargain because it's called a whole pizza?
I have a theory.
Okay.
There was, to be fair, a fairly extravagant Mexican food place, kind of Chipotle-esque, get your burritos, get your whatevers. And then the hot dog was on a different level, and that was simply a plain dog and a plain bun and a little cellophane, a little foil sleeping bag. And you got packets of relish and packets of ketchup and packets.
That's
a
Chernobyl dog. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Fucking horrible. Fucking shit show.
I thought the whole point was that they had gourmet food.
Yeah, so the chefs, they signed the deal with SoFi. It's John and Vinny from John and Vinny's. So they're James Beard Award-winning chefs. And the way they do it is they have 4 different kind of restaurants you can order from. One's called Fairfax, and it's burgers and deli. One's called Olvera Street, and that's the Mexican food.
I guess I was on the Alvera Street side, but I couldn't find.
Didn't even get a street
You got to
dog.
walk a quarter mile, and I wasn't going to do it. So I just went, oh, fuck it with the food. So I just got a drink, and I went and sat back down. So I have a theory. I have always had this LA theory, which is if you tried to pass off this pizza in New York, they would burn the fucking stadium down.
Absolutely.
But you do find good Mexican food, but the hot dogs, anyone from Chicago or New York would never stop throwing up when they saw those hot dogs, and or the pizza, which is LA's very Latino, and I don't think those people know New York pizza. They do know Mexican food, so you can't fuck with them with the Mexican food. When it comes to the pizza, they don't give a fuck. And if you had a bunch of Jews from New York in that stadium, they would be pissed and they would say something, but we don't have a bunch of Jews from New York.
Who the hell bought the stadium?
I know, the Jews.
Oh, this
they
is
control
very
the stadium. So
no, I think you're right about that.
That was horrible. And then it was a funny thing. So there was a guy in front of us, a couple guys, they seemed to recognize me. And they were eating a hot dog. And I was like, at some point, I said, where'd you get the hot dog? Did they have a good hot dog? I was like, nah, it's just this hot dog. And I was okay. So now we get into the fourth quarter, and I've made my peace with it, which is fine. I'm not going to eat shitty food at the stadium.
Good for you.
Vinny would be happy for me. And so I'm just sitting there nursing my drink, and at some point, about 10 minutes left of the game, the guy in front of us comes back and hands us a box, 4 hot dogs with all the little packets of relish and everything. It's like, you wanted hot dogs. I'm a big fan. I got everyone a hot dog, which was sweet.
You don't like these kind of favors.
I just ate the fucking hot dog anyway. I didn't enjoy it at all, but it was the thought that counted.
Yeah.
So there was that. And then the Rams got crushed by the Cardinals. So I could have seen that from home.
Please tell me Sonny caught a beating for wanting to go to this.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know me.
I know
Open
how
a
you
can of whoop ass.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
That is right. The ramrod, which is what they should call the hot dog. I've said this a million times. You got the Dodger dog and the ramrod.
Yeah, it looked like a ramrod.
All right, so there was that. Then we got Gina back from Idyllwild.
Yeah.
Wild, sorry.
Have you been there before?
Probably.
Okay. Well, let me...
I have no idea. I could have been there last weekend.
Dawson. Okay. So we got married last weekend. I don't know when we're going to do a honeymoon. I just don't want to miss 7-10 days of this show, and COVID, who knows where you can even go. So we're not worried about that right now. That'll be something for maybe next year. So I had the good foresight to book a cabin a couple months ago, just a little decompression weekend. And one of my superpowers is finding fucking great Airbnbs. I don't want to just go to a house that looks like a house in someone's, suburban neighborhood. So I found this great cabin. I had never been to Idyllwild. The weather was 60 to 72, depending. It was glorious. And I've been a Big Bear 1,000 times. Idyllwild is like Big Bear that doesn't give a shit about you, which is the best. They're not trying to rent you skis. They're not trying to rent you, off-road bikes. It's just they're their own little town. They don't care about you. By all means, come, but we don't care. Loved it. So right when we got there, we caught the most glorious sunset I have ever seen. And Kansas has great sunsets because of the dirt and shit. But this was glorious. We have a bunch of pictures. That's how you're greeted in Idyllwild.
Beautiful,
just
beautiful
stunning.
sunset.
So we get there and it's all beautiful. I have a couple pictures of the cabin and the deck, the view from the deck. It was a 2-story cabin, 360 degrees with a hot tub, and just I really outdid myself. I did a great job.
I got to tell you, the ride to SoFi is devastating.
Yes.
It is the most devastating ride. It is Damnation Alley, man.
Yes.
I was like pre-depressed before I got there. But sorry, you're in Idyllwild. Yes, I'm looking at beautiful vistas and greenery.
Yeah, this is just...
replete with homeless guys staggering around.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
The whole mess, yeah.
It is a shit show. And that's what we wanted to get away from for 48 hours. So we accomplished that. I have been... There's a picture from the cabin. I was up there in what I deemed the napping loft, so we could sleep downstairs. Yeah, it was beautiful. And I've been so conscious, just really conscious of my food for the last 5 months, and got to have it. That's not in your eating window. And I was like, I'm not doing that this weekend. So we went to a place called Mama's Egg House, which was the best. And I said, I'm ordering something I never order. I never order it anyway. I want waffles, big Belgian waffles. So, that's a brew pub we went to, which was great. Okay, we're looking at a brew pub. There's my waffles. Beautiful sausage, eggs, got a little cheese on top. And I enjoyed every bite. House-made blueberry jam. I didn't regret it. I put life into living. Fuck you if you tell Vinny. The picture that Kaylin just put up, we sat on this rail at this great brew pub. I don't see a mask in that crowd. Do you? No. Idyllwild's not trying to do that to you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of signs that say if you're vaccinated, come on in without a mask. If you're not, please wear one. But everything we did was kind of outside-ish, and they just don't. They're all good. It felt like we were really in a different place. Just beautiful, having a beer among the trees. It was so lovely. Now, they have one movie theater. It looks like something from the back lot at Universal. Their big movie they were showing was Cry Macho, which I think everyone had on Netflix. Look at this movie theater. And when I say movie theater, I mean this is from a different century. There's a car singing in front of it that I think is a Jaguar. At first we thought it was, there it is. That's the movie theater.
It's a Jaguar. Wow.
That's the theater.
Single story movie.
That's
the
it.
Ceiling's 7 feet high.
We didn't go in, but I thought it was adorable. I was like, is that an Aston Martin? What am I looking at? That is a Jaguar, right?
Yes.
Okay. So figured, we had no idea why it was parked in front of the movie theater.
I think it's a Jag 120 if people want to know.
Like icy blue. Does that car have anything to do with James Bond?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. Now, there used to be a James Bond car, Aston Martin DB 405. Now they're changing it up, and he's getting his nutsack smacked with a garden hose, and the chicks are in charge, and he's driving a fucking Prius.
Okay, so
he's got to plug in electric now.
Right.
I mean, there's a new woke Bond. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that guy, but he used to drive an Aston Martin DB 5.
That's why I thought it was an Aston Martin, because there's like a coming soon James Bond poster in the window.
I see.
Turns out didn't have anything to do with that. I hear something behind the theater, and I look down, and it's like some guy's kind of doing stand-up, or kind of sounds like an auction, and I don't understand anything they're saying. I should have recorded it, but the guy's like, the next one is like Class D, and it's a JX Regency in red. And I was like, what does this even mean? I looked it up, and they're like these gorgeous vintage sports cars. I'd never heard of those words or it was just a bunch of really nicely dressed white people in the forest. It was very the bingo scene from Get Out, like they're buying people. It was very weird, but apparently there was some big expensive auction behind the theater.
They're doing an auction.
Yeah.
I could probably find out which one it was.
It was in Idyllwild over the weekend. It was fancy because we were definitely asked to leave. And So we just had this beautiful time. Oh, I didn't realize this, but it was like national, like come out in favor of, like support the women in Texas. Mm-hmm. And so they had
they had a big march.
They had, in Idyllwild, they had
not Idyllwild.
They had just the charmingest little protest of like a dozen women. And it was just adorable. Maybe the greatest poster I've ever seen.
No wire hangers. Oh, man.
From Mommy Dearest.
From Mommy Dearest.
About the abortion laws. No wire hangers ever.
Yeah.
Wire hangers ever!
I was listening to Alyssa Milano give a speech in front of the partisan crowd.
Yeah.
Woo!
They have thoughts?
What year is it?
So it was lovely. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a picture of the auction, but whatever. It was weird. So we just had this beautiful, we were hiking and we were sitting in a hot tub and there's no cell phone service. And the first thing we did before we even left town, we set our alarms at 10 a.m. We went over to the NoHo Cinemark and watched Many Saints of Newark. Mm-hmm. Only ones in the crowd.
Is it good?
The room's divided. Andy and I loved it. That is how I look like I'm in shock. My hands are over my mouth.
So you and Andy loved it, and you and Andy have seen every Sopranos episode
almost
30
times. No,
okay.
30. And so this it had all the Easter eggs. It had all
I hear people brag about that. I hear the same individual goes, I've been to Disneyland 15,000 times. I go,
I've been 3 times.
You think that's praiseworthy?
This is just, and I'm not saying it's like a good thing. I'm saying it's the truth.
It's my comfort food. Love The Sopranos,
yes,
you will love this movie.
Well, that's the thing. I thought so, but there is a lot of backlash and hate and fucking just people just really. I don't know. I want Brian to do a Baldywood, and I'd love to tag team
as a guy who took Howard Stern's place, as a guy who took Ricky Rackman's place on Loveline, when there's a beloved franchise, and then the new guy shows up.
Oh, they don't like him?
No matter how excellent the new guy is, there's still have to, what the fuck? What happened to? We liked it. There's always that. Yes. It wears off.
I thought this movie was really well done. The details, the casting, it was phenomenal. A couple of questions, a couple of problems. I don't care. We were so grateful for the movie. But I think the thing everyone can agree on is we want more. That should have been a series. Hopefully it will be its own series. So we had a lovely weekend. That was the honeymoon, and maybe we'll do something flashy next year. Maybe we won't.
All right. We will roll into our good friends over at Tommy John. Fall, chaos in your pants, overheating 1 second, freezing the next. Be ready for anything with the underwear that handles everything. I'm wearing my Tommy Johns right now. I wouldn't dream of leaving. Let's see, navy blue. Wouldn't dream of leaving the house without them. Breathable, lightweight, moisture-wicking fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. Over 16 million pairs sold. This fall, upgrade what's underneath with new Tommy John underwear. And their luxuriously soft loungewear as well. Looks good enough to wear anywhere. Feels good enough to wear to bed. Stuff is so nice when it starts getting cool outside. You put on your Tommy John loungewear. That is the best pair you'll ever wear. It's free. Guarantee, right, Dawson?
Get 20% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/Adam. That's TommyJohn.com/Adam for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/Adam. See site for details.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention one thing. I found Dawson's spirit animal. Dawson, there is
Joe Camel? Or is it the Marlboro Man's horse? Those are only 2. I got it.
Close. There is I'm not even call him a man. There's an entity in Idyllwild who, in the middle of the little plaza gazebo, serenaded us. Everyone has their coffee, and he got in the middle of the gazebo and started cranking out his own tunes. And I have a clip of it. Dawson, if you don't love this man, then I don't know you, and I don't want to know you.
Just wish to push through. Here I am.
Oh, Bob Seger.
On the road again, yeah.
This guy, not trying to impress anybody, not doing, no auto-tune, just some old-ass hippie playing the hits.
Playing Star Game.
Sounds like he's a smoker.
They played I feel like it was maybe a Kansas song. He's like, I used to tech for them. That's another story. It was fantastic.
I call bullshit. You never teched for Kansas. Yeah. All right. We'll take ourselves a break. I got a lot to talk to you about. We got some phone calls, and we'll do all that right after this. All right. Jessimae Peluso is going to join us. Very funny stand-up comedian. Gina grad in studio. Mm-hmm. Many things to still talk about. Got some phone calls there as well. I went and took a photograph of the placement of the Blue Apron box that was dropped off at my house because this time...
Oh, no.
So...
Last time?
I got up pretty early a few days ago, drove Natalia in to school. Where you drop the kids off, it's always just kind of a question mark about where... And so what I do every day is when I'm driving her in... There's a guy standing there, and he's waving me on. Like, oh, come on, come on, come on. And then there's Natalia yelling, I'm running late. Let me get out of the car. And then I go, he's waving us on. We got to pull ahead 20 feet. And then she yells, I'm late again. So it's great service, just early morning service. I'm like, I could pull ahead 20 feet and stop. She's like, just let me out. Just let me out. And there's a guy looking at me, and there's a car behind me, and this guy's waving on. And I'm going, I got to pull 20 feet ahead. And she's going, you just let me out of the car. I'm late.
This is such a New York cab scene.
I know, it's awesome. And I would complain more, but I'm wired like she is. I'm the same way. Like she's one of these people where if the light changes and you don't stomp on it, she's like, good screen. Says it.
Wake up.
You know those people, like, when they're walking behind you down a staircase or something, and you stop and you go, hey, I was thinking, they go, I'm late, let's go. Like, this would have taken 6 seconds, but okay. I kind of like it. Yeah. I like the momentum. So, dropped her off and then pulled into my open garage and then went back into the house. I get up, drive him to school, then I come back in, then I take my cold plunge dunk, and then say hi to Phil, and then I pack my stuff up, and then I head out to here. As I then walk back to get my car an hour later and pull out, somebody had dropped off the Blue Apron box. The positioning of this box... I mean, it is my car, and somebody used a transit, the things they use to shoot elevations when they're doing like a road work, and position this thing. It wasn't an eighth of an inch to the right or the left. It was dead nuts center behind my car, 12 feet behind the rear bumper. Garage doors open. It's 9:15 in the morning. I shall be backing up right over the fucking box, you assholes. There is a door that is just to the left. It's the back door. Just put it by the fucking, literally set. I got a couple different angles here, MaxPad, but it is literally set in the middle of the driveway. It is what you would do if you wanted someone to run over your box of food.
Yes.
It's exactly how you would do it.
It looks very villainous. It almost looks like something from a horror film, like it's waiting for you.
It's so fucked up. Like, you're putting it in the middle. First off, you're just setting it in the middle of the driveway.
Never seen that
when
before.
Is that dropping something off? When do you set shit in the middle of the driveway? It's like, if you're dropping something off at someone's house, they shouldn't have to walk out and move it so that they can pull out of their driveway, right?
Yeah.
We got to find out who drops off what courier company does that. It's so fucked up.
It does kind of seem passive aggressive.
Now, of course, the last time, again, I'm driving the SUV and the box is 14 inches off the ground. So as I climb into my car and start backing out, I can't fucking see it out of my rear window.
Right. You don't.
Nor do I expect there to be I understand a half hour earlier, I just pulled in. How would I think there would be a box there? Now, of course, the last time I was holding my coffee mug and the car slammed the brakes on for me.
Right.
I was just doing that quick move where you're backing out. I'm looking out the back window. There's nothing there. Boom, slam on the brakes and spill the coffee all over the console and me. But it's literally, I think there's even one from inside the garage, Max Pat. I don't know if I didn't get that one. Oh.
Is this some sort of a serial killer that listens to the show and just loves fucking with you?
I don't know.
This is very like Son of Sam, like sending you messages.
I don't know, but don't drop shit off in the middle of the fucking driveway. And this time, the garage door was open. The vehicle was parked in the garage. You can see exactly what it's going to take. There's no way to maneuver around the box. You would never see it. It's just directly behind my car in the driveway.
It's aggressive. And if I'm not mistaken, about 4.5, 5 feet to the side is the door, right?
Yes.
So
there's a door.
Just to be clear, they had to walk past the door to put it there.
Okay. All right. We got to find out who is the fucking evil merchant that is behind the placement of these boxes. It drives me fucking. Last time, the car slammed the brakes on. And I was like, why did the car slam the brakes on? And I looked out the back window. There's nothing there. Yeah. I looked in the rear view mirror, like side mirror. Like, there's nothing there. So I was like, fucking stupid sensors. They haven't worked it all out. So I proceeded to go back and I started mashing the box. Yeah. That's what I did last time.
Oh, good.
All right. First world problems, people. First SoFi Stadium. Now Blue Apron box placement. All right. So there was that. Another thing I was thinking about, there was this video going around with Kyrsten Sinema, and somebody basically was filming her because we're in a new world order where if you don't like what the politician is doing, you then go show up at their house or you follow them around and film them, or you attack them when they're going out to eat with their family or whatever. And so there's this woman following Kyrsten Sinema around. It's the budget thing, and you know she wants 1.5 trillion, and they want 3.5 trillion, and she's a Democrat, but she's going with the lower number, so people are pissed off that she's not spending more of their money. So she was being followed around, but she got followed into the bathroom.
Oh boy!
But the dude the woman was following her, asking the question, but the person filming it, I think Max Zapata, was a dude. And the dude just walked in too. All right, I'll show it to you. We'll see if we got it.
Okay, I'll be back.
So
then we want to talk to you real quick. Can we talk to you real quick?
So it's a dude filming.
Right now is a real moment that our people need in order for us to be able to talk about what's really happening. We need a Build Back Better plan right now.
We knocked on door.
He's heading into the bathroom. She goes into a bathroom stall and closes the door.
We knocked on doors for you to get you elected, and just how we got you elected, we can get you out of office if you don't.
Pause it. She is an elected official who's in a woman's bathroom with the door closed to a stall, presumably to go to the bathroom. Could be to hide.
Yeah.
And there's a dude standing in the fucking woman's room filming her in the bathroom.
But that's cool now.
Well, interesting. We've blurred the line on the bathroom so much and at this spa so much that, that guy doesn't think there's no harm, no foul. Right. There's just a bathroom. There's not his bathroom and her bathroom. Right. There's just the bathroom. And we can just follow this woman in. Now, it's not like she was washing her hands.
No, she
went into the stall and closed the door, and he's filming the stall.
How long do they have her cornered?
I don't know how long.
A couple minutes.
Goes on. It'd be great.
She like flushes and she walks.
Oh, really? It'd be great if she just dropped a deuce. Sorry, go ahead.
What you promised us.
We need 7 million citizenship for 7 million. We need the Build Back Better plan right now.
Full Archie Bunker.
I was brought here to the United States when I was 3 years old. And in 2010, my grandparents both got deported because of SB 1070. And I'm here because...
Oh, hold on. There's another woman in the bathroom.
Somebody had a walk-on.
Could you imagine you go into the woman's room to do a little offloading and a fucking camera crew shows up and piles in, is having a conversation in the stall right next to yours?
That's right up there with your worst nightmare.
Oh, God.
As a woman.
Damn. All right, sorry.
Keep going. This pathway to citizenship. My grandfather passed away 2 weeks ago, and I was not able to go to Mexico and visit him because there is no pathway to citizenship. And if we have the opportunity to pass it right now, then we need to do it because there's millions of undocumented people.
Can I say this for a second? In terms of your grandparents passing away, whether you're from Mexico or they were claimed by COVID. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
All grandparents pass away. Gina, ask me where my grandparents are.
Where
They're dead.
Oh.
They're fucking dead. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they're old as fuck.
Right.
And that's what happens when you get older. Sometimes you die.
Yeah.
My grandparents passed away. My grandfather passed away, and I didn't have. Yeah. Everyone's grandparents fucking pass away, bitch.
That's what you should have said.
Jesus Christ. Should just flush that toilet every time she brought up grandpa. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just like me, who share the same story or even worse things that happened to them because of SB 1070 and because of anti-immigrant legislation. And this is the opportunity to pass it right now, and we need you to.
Hold on. Right now? From the shitter?
Can I wipe first?
I mean, they do call it a throne.
Yeah.
So maybe she could make some
A
sort
decree.
of decree.
Yeah.
Here, get my squire, my page, my scribe. Where's my scribe?
She just write it on the toilet paper as she
and
used
just
it.
roll it
Yeah.
out. Yes. All right. Sorry.
We need to hold you accountable to what you told us, what you promised us that you were going to pass when we knocked on doors for you. It's not right.
Raise your answer.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of human trafficking.
Now
Oh,
walking
boy.
out of the shitter now.
The gig economy. I need you to stand by workers. Lots of people who are like me who became homeless and
Oh, boy.
At least he's getting the stink eye from the other
Literally.
chick who just went there to drop the deuce, who's like, why is this dude filming in the bathroom? All right. Anyway, she's a survivor.
Yeah.
I got two things to tell you, bitch. Everyone who's alive is a survivor, and then everyone who's old is dead. And that's kind of how we work things.
Whoa,
the people that are
whoa.
alive, we're survivors,
Yeah.
and then grandpa's dead. That's
Right.
how it works when you get in your 30s.
And
your
then-
grandpa dies.
Right.
When did your grandpa die?
My grandparents died in their 60s.
So you were,
I was little, I was like 4.
well, that's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not right.
It's not right. They didn't get to survive.
That's right.
It was horrible.
Dawson, your grandparents?
Dead.
Oh, man.
Yeah, believe it or not.
You should join that chick in the bathroom. Yeah.
I'm a survivor.
Max Pata, grandparents?
Dead.
Oh, man. Adam, grandparents, dead. Wow. We should all get in the bathroom and film ourselves. Man, I didn't know this was such a fucking epidemic.
No.
All the old people dying? Not fair.
When you put it that way, I think it's something that they've been covering up. Most people's grandparents are dead.
Yeah, I think it's out. I think it's pretty common. Historically,
Yeah.
there's precedent
Yeah, you're right.
for it. Anyway, so we now live in a world where dudes walk into bathrooms and film people. And again, not just Kyrsten Sinema, but other chicks that were just in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah. It's not great.
No,
Was this, just out of curiosity, was this like a government building?
I don't know
Because there could be some
where they did
legal
it.
issues with that.
I thought it was ASU.
Oh.
Oh, really? That. Oh, she's a professor there or something. I think that's what it was.
I don't know if you saw Saturday Night Live this weekend, but Cecily Strong played her, and she had big glasses and a blue necklace and an orange top, and she said, "I look like all of the Scooby-Doo
I
characters
know.
at once."
That made me
It was
laugh.
great. Can I please give a plug? They are featuring a gentleman named Aristotle Athari. That's Andy's friend, his co-host on their This American Lives podcast. He got SNL.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
He was in a couple sketches. It was very exciting.
Yeah, I saw the opening. I didn't see the whole thing. But good for him,
Yeah.
Aristotle. All right. Let's see. We got got a couple of phone calls up here. I'll just get to some of those. Enzo, 36, Fresno, California. Enzo. Meho.
Ace man, get it on. Hey Gina.
Hi.
I actually had a topic I wanted to share with you. I'm not sure if you heard about it or not. It's a shame Brian's not here to witness this, but after 19 years, it looks like the NFL has its first white cornerback, a guy named Troy Apke from the Washington football team.
Let me
Hear
take
about
this.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard something. Have heard something about this, and it's weird because it feels quasi-racist to be rooting for it, but
Come a long way.
yeah, it's been pert near 20 years since a white guy's played corner in the NFL.
Any white guy?
Yeah, Jason Sehorn was, I think, the last one for the Giants, New York Giants. And, yeah, good for him. Diversity. Good. I like seeing people. I, in general, like seeing people that are out of their cultural position. Like in the Hard Knocks training camp with the Dallas Cowboys, they had this Mexican-born offensive lineman. He was playing offensive tackle. He's from Mexico. He's like the first person born in Mexico or something. I was rooting for him.
Sure.
It's just like to mix it up. You know, you got the gay guy from the Raiders, you know, good for him.
Yeah.
Like, I think we all generally root for diversity.
Yeah, I think it's about time we got a white guy in football.
Yeah, and we break it on the defensive side of the ball, certainly in the skill position there on the defensive side of the ball. But, yeah, I think in general we can all sign off on that.
Did you care at all about the Bucks-Pats game? Like, they really, the way they marketed that on TV, it was like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they had a torrential downpour, and I don't think Brady he didn't score any touchdowns or whatever, but he won.
Still won,
But they still won, but they won because the guy doinked it off the upright, but it was a 56-yarder. But it was a exciting game.
Did people end up caring about it? I mean, Belichick hugged him. Who's the new little young tyke, the new quarterback over there?
Jones, is it?
Mac.
Is it Mac Jones?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, he played well. I mean, it's all fine. It's all, everyone wants... There's the game and then there's the story. You know, we're always trying to build the story into the game because somehow the game's not enough. So then there's the story and it's the two brothers that are coaching against each other for the first time and then all that. It always gets built in now.
Right.
Everyone is looking for the secondary story.
Yeah, the beeline.
When I was growing up, it's just the game was the story. That was enough. Now it's this guy got traded from this team, and now he's playing on the other team.
He fucked that dude's girlfriend.
That would be a much better story. All right, let's see. And then there is Dave, who wants to pull balls in Baltimore.
Hey, Adam, Gina, how you doing?
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy.
Mm-hmm. Dave?
Yes, sir. Do you hear me?
Yeah. You want to pull balls in Baltimore?
Yeah, I'd love to. I also offered a lift from the airport if you guys need one.
Do you have a hamper in the backseat?
Yeah, that's on my rider.
I can add one
Good.
if it helps.
Great.
Yeah. It's got to be filled with your roommate's socks and underpants.
Yeah, we're not talking clean hamper.
Do children count as roommates? I'm past the roommate phase.
Oh, okay. Yeah, put your kids in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was from somebody.
I can see if I still have some of their car seats in storage.
It was me and Drew getting picked up from the airport, but a guy borrowed his roommate's Celica and it had a hamper in the back seat. In the back seat. You're picking up two guys.
Notable.
Loveline was huge.
Yeah.
We would sell out these college venues, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. You're picking them up from the airport, and you've not thought to remove the hamper from the back seat, knowing that one of us is getting in the back seat. It's not a third row option, not in a Denali, in a Celica.
Right. 2
doors. Someone's getting in the back next to the hamper.
There was never a discussion. Like, there was never an apology. Like, sorry about the. It was as though it was as normal as.
Oh man,
the day is long.
It was only a few trips later where we got picked up by someone else from the student union after the show, and then they were driving us to
the dinner.
The dinner, and this guy swung by his apartment and left us in the car while he went up to change his pants. And I'll never forget, he went from blue jeans to black blue jeans.
Yeah,
I was like, those are your pants?
Yeah.
You just went from one colored jean to the next? But we sat outside in a snowstorm, literally a snowstorm, while people walked past us and banged on the window. Hey, it's Drew. It's Adam sitting in this guy's car.
That's the fucking best.
You can do anything you want when you're driving because it's not like we know the lay of the land.
Right.
So he picks us up at the venue and goes, yeah, I'm going to take you guys to the dinner. We're having a dinner for the student union, whatever, meet and greet. And we go, oh, okay. Yeah, hop in my car. Now you're driving.
Right.
But you're just somewhere in Muncie, Indiana. You have no fucking idea where this guy's apartment is or where the old spaghetti factory is or anything. And at some point, he's pulling up the driveway of his apartment And here's what I'm saying. You can do whatever you want because what you do is as you put the car in park, as you get out of the car, you're telling your captives, you're basically telling your hostages what you're doing. So this guy's opening the door. Let's go run up and change. Jumps out, shuts the door, and he's gone. Now we can try to extricate ourselves from the back of the Celica and
you don't know where the hula hands is.
Up the stairs or something. There's nothing you can do. He's gone.
Oh my God.
Just sit there. He probably went and rubbed one out, ripped a bong load.
And that guy's probably
changed his pants just as an excuse because he wanted to beat off and rip a bong load.
Yes, actually. And if my calculations are correct, this guy's probably a Gen Xer. So it doesn't matter how old you are now. If you go through that time period, you're a douchebag.
Right. Yeah. It was at some point after that we said we need a professional driver.
Okay, Mariah.
We can no longer just have the biggest fuck-ups on the planet pick us up at the airport in their unroadworthy boyfriends' cars or roommates' cars. By the way, how does the process work? There's the student union. You know what I mean? There's 9 people.
Right.
They book us.
Yes.
They would be like, we want Adam and Dr. Drew to come to our campus and speak on the 25th on a Saturday night. I go, okay. Then they go, who's going to pick them up from the airport? And somebody's hand goes up and goes, I'll pick them up from the airport. Shouldn't somebody say, Brett, you don't have a fucking car? Not, let's let the guy without the car volunteer to pick us up because I have a roommate with a super beat up Celica and a hamper.
Yeah.
I'll use his car.
Yeah, you should back out the cost and send a town car, but 18-year-olds don't know that.
Yes. We've had many, many, many of those rides.
Or you get in their car and they go, okay, so how do we get there?
That's Kansas
Where's
City.
the lead center? I'm going downtown.
That was Kansas.
That's right.
Yes. Where are we? Do you know how to get to the hotel? From the airport. No, we do not.
City you've never been.
We've never been here before. All right. But Dave, you want to pull balls in Maryland, huh? Or Baltimore.
Yeah, I got tickets to the 7 o'clock.
All right, 2 shows. That'll be, Magoobies, Joke House. That'll be November 5th. And, Dave, you're on.
All right.
I don't know what qualifies you, but I'm tired, and you're in.
that works for me.
But when people want to know how you pass this rigorous selection process, you just tell them Adam's lethargy. You're not allowed to say because anything good about you. You have to go, Adam was tired. He just said yes. Okay.
I just assumed the base qualification was, being awake and having a pulse. But your lethargy is a good excuse, too.
That'll be good. All right. Let's see. Oh, he co-owns a microbrewery.
Well, you didn't even ask. Hey, did you ever notice somebody tweeted one time that they thought that saying hi guy was somehow homophobic? Mm-hmm. They don't know where that comes from. Maybe we should remind people where that comes from.
Yeah, that was from the Right Guard. It was a deodorant commercial with Chuck McCann. Chuck McCann was a huge, big in stature, character actor from the 70s and beyond. He was just one of these guys that would show up in everything.
Right.
And he had, by the way, one of the earliest big-time comb-overs. He had a big-time comb-over going back in the 70s. You had to have long hair, so if you were bald, you had to grow one side of your hair long and flop it over the other side. He had a big-time comb-over, and his name was Chuck McCann.
He was a puppeteer, too?
I guess. He was in with Bob Denver.
Okay.
He was in Far Out Space Nuts, another horrible offering from Sid and Marty Krofft. It was a Saturday morning thing. And he just did tons of appearances on stuff, and he was the Right Guard, or Arid Extra Dry? Was that the one? There was a deodorant.
Right.
I didn't know. Deodorant was considered exotic in my house. Like, there was a lot of stuff that was considered, like, expensive and exotic. My mom didn't want to ruin the ozone.
Right.
So she couldn't have spray-on stuff.
Did she have that, like, salt rock?
She had, like, a ball of crystal or hemp or something.
Right,
but, by the way, she didn't shave her armpits, and she wasn't interviewing for jobs. So it's like she wasn't going anywhere. So we didn't really have deodorant in my house. I looked at that as, again, that was sort of exotic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bubba Wallace winning today.
Oh, wow.
Second black winner, NASCAR. Also doing 2 shows. just added October 30th at the Brea Improv. Rob Riggle's going to be up on stage with me there. So if you want to come out and see us, that'll be Brea Improv, October 30th. Oops, hit the wrong button here. Phil, 52, Wisconsin. Phil?
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy. Where's that commercial, Max Bada? It's
People are homophobic for assuming that has anything to do with a gay person.
I think it's just one asshole.
It's from 72.
72.
Hi, Guy. Sid? Sid? What's this, a new kind of right guard antiperspirant?
Hi there. That's my new right guard natural.
They share a medicine cabinet.
Light and fresh.
Each unit, it's like
natural.
a window.
Smell it.
Huh? Smells terrific.
It's right guard.
It's creepy,
Helps keep
too.
you dry all day.
New right guard natural scent.
Okay.
Does Mona know about you?
Oh, they move.
Oh.
This is my husband, Bruno.
Bruno? Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy. Now, again, we didn't have conventional forms of entertainment.
No.
This was
good as it gets.
I would then show up to school on Thursday and go, "Hi, Guy," and people would laugh.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's all we fucking had.
That's pretty great.
That's all we had. We could repeat commercials.
Yeah.
Battle cry.
Like lazy catchphrases.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Phil. You want to talk about Bubba Wallace's winning today and the second black driver to ever win a NASCAR race?
Yes. Also, first, I'd like to congratulate Gina on her wedding.
Thank you. It was really fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
You know what? I'll tell you, I thought I was going to be really nervous, and I thought, I was going to lose consciousness. I had so much fun, and as Andy and I were literally like skipping away, just being silly, I looked at him and I go, that was fucking fun. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Cool.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, Phil.
Tell us.
Yes, Bubba won rain-delayed Talladega. It was delayed till today, and I got off work early, got to come home and watch it, and rain delayed again. Bubba had to sit there for like 45 minutes on pins and needles, and he got the win.
You got the win, but they ran it under full course caution or something, like it wasn't a shootout at the end.
Correct. Yeah, they red flagged it, and then they had them all on pit road for quite a while, and it was yeah.
So it was he won, but wasn't the checker flag last lap,
like a technical win,
all that, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Look.
But he was in front, and he was up there all most of the race. So
all right, we got a white guy playing cornerback. They got a win at Talladega. Let's say we're even.
What a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Phil. All right, Jessimae, I should say, Peluso is going to join us in a second. First, I'll tell you about Edmunds buying a car. Well, it's a big decision, and right now it is difficult. You need the information. It's very competitive out there. I mean, everything works. Everything is good. There's subtle differences between one brand, one make to the next. Edmunds does in-depth reviews and rankings to help narrow the options. They buy the cars. They don't get the cars because they cannot be beholden to the manufacturers. They buy the cars. They test drive the cars. They do long-term test drives, like they'll drive them for a year, put a lot of mileage on them, figure out what breaks, what works, what all their different contributors like about it or don't like about it. Once you've narrowed down your list, Edmunds makes it easy to search for the car you want in your area, get accurate estimates so you know how much to pay, and connect with local dealers to set up a test drive or purchase. Right, Dawson?
Shopping for a car can be overwhelming. Edmunds is here to guide you to your perfect vehicle. Visit Edmunds.com to see their best car rankings and search for vehicles near you. That's EDMUNDS.com. For cars, there's Edmunds.
All right, we'll talk to Jessimae Peluso. Stand up, and we'll do that right after this. Jessimae Peluso is our guest. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Adam?
I'm doing well.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, it sounds. I had this conversation. We'll dig into this. I was talking to Dr. Drew about this. There's two things that are sort of simultaneously happening. Kids somehow have all the answers. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
First off, it's interesting because we use climate change, but climate change is really just saying, hey, kids, make all the decisions you want because the old fucks like me are going to be gone, but you're the ones who are going to have to be living underground and living with us. So we sort of shifted it to the kids. And the next subject is, I've been touching on this, and the more I think about it, the more I'm really into it. Money's invisible now.
Yes.
It's invisible. And by the way, kids know that. No one gives a fuck. The government is like, we're just going to do $3.5 trillion.
What does that mean?
Everyone's like, well, just do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, give money to because it's invisible now.
Yeah.
Like,
There's no concept
you
of
could
it.
never, when kids like had lemonade stands and saved their allowance and counted it up.
It went from lemonade stands to OnlyFans. Well, not kids, but please don't put your kids on OnlyFans.
They grew up. They're on OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, they are.
But it's totally invisible. I was at SoFi Stadium yesterday with my son, and he's like, I'm going to go get a pizza. And I'm like, how much is the pizza? He's like, I got my phone. And he'll just go swipe his phone. It has nothing to do with me, in other words.
No.
Remember when you were a kid and it was like, Dad, could I have $10? Please, please. I don't have any cash, all that shit. Now it's just his phone.
Yeah, they prefer
invisible money.
Yeah.
He's got his pizza. The pizza has nothing to do with me except for I pay for everything.
Right.
There's a concept of money, but not a concept of earning it and its tangibility.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really wild.
And you kind of go back to pelts, trading pelts.
I've been saying that. I was like, let's get back to the barter system. Let's get back to understanding what it means to have to work for something to earn it, to trade it for something more, to be able to continue this process.
Right.
Let's get back to, I would do something for a pelt.
And it's kind of micro and macro. And the micro is my kids order Grubhub all day and think it has nothing to do with me.
Essentially free for them.
I pay for everything. It doesn't either. You're in the way, old man. Get out of the way. I got to eat. And then the macro is the government going, let's just print up, $3.5 trillion and spread the fucking wealth around.
Right. Like just Venmo it to the Fed.
You can only do it what's invisible.
Yeah.
Money being invisible.
That's dangerous. Because money being invisible literally means it's growing on trees.
And it totally works. Like, it's even for the old fucks like me. Like, I was at SoFi. I ordered a couple of drinks and whatever for the guys at my seat. It was like $65, Ordered some beers and some cocktails and stuff. It's like $65. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I just swipe the phone or whatever. If I pulled out $65 and peeled it off.
It'd feel different.
And then the tip, I would have got back to my seats and went, hey, fuckers, ante up.
Yeah.
It would hit different if you had to actually use the cash. I never really thought about that.
Well, so here's the question. If nobody gives a shit about actual tangible money, then why are we so precious about the penny? Oh, don't get rid of the penny.
Because we're sentimental. We're sentimental idiots.
Yeah.
Okay. I buy that.
With no reason, no rhyme or reason to any of it. Where's Greta Thunberg and everything? Where'd she go?
She has the she is here.
Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. The penny, blah, blah.
I want to get her to open for me on the road. How dare you? How dare you speak during her show?
How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, she should open for you. Yeah, that
Wouldn't
would
be great.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, just like a rageful.
Look at all you eating your nachos. So vulgar. Blah, blah, blah.
That's good.
I want another cocktail. Blah, blah, blah.
Have you thought about the ramifications of what your cocktail does to the country and the world?
Give it up for Jessimae Peluso. Blah, blah.
Please, somebody make that for me somehow.
Oh, my God. Yes, she's the tip of the spear of the kids, and we all have to listen to them.
Yeah, I had Tiffany.
Oh, you had Tiffany.
Yeah, go sing in a mall. It was so much easier.
Oh, yes. She thinks we're alone now.
That's
right.
That
it wasn't about the world burning. It was just about being alone.
It was just about being electric youth.
Yes.
That was Debbie Gibson, but the same concept.
Same concept. Same.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, who were our kids? I had. Well, it's going to sound gay. I had Leith Garrett.
You sure did.
Wow. How did you have him?
I had David Cassidy. Mm-hmm. I had Sean Cassidy. It was all these boy pop guys when I was growing up, and that's all I had. I didn't have girls.
Well, you had what's her name from the Partridge Family.
Yeah, you didn't really have girls, did you?
We had Lori Partridge.
What's her name? Susan.
Susan Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for she was just a cute person from TV. She wasn't selling albums and like making the rounds.
Right.
I mean, I know the Partridge Family was a band, but
understood.
it was all bullshit, you know?
Yeah, women didn't really have a voice. We didn't have a voice at all.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was all dudes when I was growing up. And there was Scott Baio was a hottie. You know, he'd be on a post. It was all the Tiger Beat dudes.
Yeah.
They didn't
Stamos?
Yeah, they didn't have chicks. It was all Tiger Beat, Kirk Cameron for a while.
Yeah, we were more the Joey Lawrence generation.
Whoa.
Yeah, Tiger Beat.
Whoa. It sounds like all the guys that were in your generation looked like they could start like a skull masonry group or something. They all kind of had that culty face.
Yes, very cultish. And then later on, it gave way to the Britney Spears and the Debbie Gibsons and the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, the girls kind of entered.
begat,
They weren't really doing it back in
Belinda
the day.
Carlisle, I didn't know who the hell the Go-Go's were, but I knew who Belinda Carlisle was when she broke off on her own.
She was in the Go-Go's?
She was also a little more 80s. I'm going back to the 70s. Oh, we had the Osmonds.
Sure.
Wow.
That was we had Donny Osmond.
You had Cher? Does she count?
Yeah, but she wasn't teen heartthrob.
No, she was mature.
Right.
Was there sexual tension between Donnie and Marie? That's awkward, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know, I think when you're talking about Mormons, you're talking about the furthest and the closest to brother and sister sexual intercourse. You
It's
know what I
gotta
mean?
be confusing, yeah.
It's a weird message. It's kind of what the fire and brimstone preachers are to gay.
Right.
It's like on one hand, you're as far away as you can get, but you're just a toe tap underneath that stalled bathroom.
What do you
divider.
think is one of the greatest parts of Mormonism, if you had to pick one?
Well, I've been to, you've done shows in Salt Lake City, right?
I have.
They're clean people.
Like hygienically?
I haven't sniffed a lot of Mormons, but I have passed through their town.
No graffiti.
They tend to keep it.
Right.
They keep it tight. You know what I mean? They're that neighbor you disagree with, but a beautiful lawn.
Good
they
curb appeal.
should. There's like 7 of them to keep it all up.
That's right.
Right, and you're kind of like, I don't really want to hang with that dude, but I do appreciate him not. I don't like the guy with the sofa on the lawn who's bitching about that guy because I'm not hanging out with either one of them.
Right.
It's just the neighborhood I live in.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It is important to not have your inside furniture on your porch, which is usually what the decor was where I grew up in Syracuse, New York. There was always a good leather on the couch, like in the middle of winter, and some guy just sitting there in shorts.
Oh wow!
Drinking at 10 a.m.
Well,
that's our native bird, actually.
That's my question, and I pose this every year or so because I feel like we get a fresh perspective. What's more white trash? Indoor furniture on the outside or outdoor furniture on the inside?
I'm gonna have to go.
See, it's
That's
hard.
a polarized. You're gonna
Yeah.
split the room.
Yeah.
You're gonna split the room on us.
Are we talking like a Barca lounger and like a foldy chair for a dining room? Or are we talking about your couch that you have now pulled onto your lawn?
I have to say the inside furniture outside because then they start to create a room.
Oh.
I've seen appliances as well because they're like, well, the couch is here. Why not? Let's bring out the microwave.
Yeah.
And an extension cord and just have ourselves a nice front lawn.
Yeah, you need,
I get
a
that.
division between the indoor and the outdoor. Maybe
because that's an encampment.
That's an encampment.
I think we should blame TV dinners for this.
Good point. Good point.
Because you used to have to eat dinner in the kitchen or the
Sure,
dining room or whatever. You had a place.
Right.
Then we invented a TV dinner, and this made dinner mobile.
Yes.
So now the lines got blurred, right? Like,
it on
I'm
your
going to
lap.
go in my room
Yeah.
and eat dinner, or I'm going to go in the living room and eat dinner. And once the lines, the boundaries, the borders got blurred, then it's like, why not put the sectional out on the porch? You know, there is no division. If I can eat fried chicken
Salisbury steak.
and Salisbury steak on my bed
for $6,
then we can put a fucking sectional on the lawn.
Those 2 things are showing up at the same party. Those those 2 things are in the same party.
Okay,
good. Thank
I agree.
you.
So I think that's it. Now, it is sad to have the outdoor furniture inside.
It really
That's
is.
college. That's like a rite of
That
passage.
can be a little John Waters kitschy.
Yeah.
Too.
Little
You
formica
could be making
on
a weird
top.
statement there.
There's been a lot of men that I've hung out with that's their decor. Back in the day, not so much now. I'm in a business blazer, I mean business. And I
Well,
have
what
standards.
is your status? You're beautiful, you're young, you're successful.
Like dating wise?
Yeah, I don't know what it
As
is.
single as I could be.
Really?
Yeah, really single, really looking for like an oasis in the mountains away from everybody and just having animals. That's kind of, and not polluting the world.
What are you looking for in a man?
Someone who can build said house.
What? Hold on.
Shit.
A burly version of Adam Carolla.
Oh, that's a
Yeah. Do you have maybe a pot smoking cousin or funkle?
I don't have any family members.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, I know.
Did everybody die?
Some were never born. Like, you remember how Elvis had a twin? I think that's essentially my family tree, or all Elvis's twin. My family is. I never met either one of my biological grandfathers. So I had like the one guy, kind of white trash guy, knocked up my grandma when she was like 18 or 19.
Rambler.
And he like walked to San Francisco.
Right.
Well, back then, 18 or 19 successful.
Right.
It's not too bad. That's a pretty good number.
So I have a sister, but my dad had a few brothers, never left South Philly, so I never really saw them. My mom's an only child. We don't have that network. So I don't really have extended family or know anybody in my family. So I don't have a version of myself I could bequeath you.
He doesn't have a better version of himself.
Bequeath.
Yes.
We've been here 15 minutes. We already got to bequeath. I love it.
But what do you look for? You like building.
I like, I've tried to psychoanalyze myself and understand why that I like a man as close to the missing link or Squatch as possible.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, a Sasquatch. A Sasquatchian gentleman. That I don't know what it is about that sort of burly, not quite unkept, like a very hygienic woodsman.
Like a Nick Offerman.
Perfect.
That would work.
Yeah.
He's literally up the street. His wood shop is up the street.
I'm not looking to break up any homes. I'm not a home wrecker.
Well, he may be looking to. That's what I'm saying. I know Nick well. Hey, can I say something about women? You guys in Greta Thunberg, the voice of Greta, with the building, blah, blah, blah. You all say you love it. Mm-hmm. You want the guy who can build.
Yeah.
Get your pussy wet if a guy swings a door, mends a fence, or whatever. Right. However, once the process starts, you guys never stop bitching. Because it's like the fucking dudes are showing up at 7:30. Like, why so early? What's going on? It's so fucking loud in here. It's like, yes, that is the building. That is the process.
Yeah, I don't want to live in a house under construction.
Yeah, we want to blink and have it done.
Yeah.
Right, but understand
I want to move that bus.
Right,
we want
Pennington.
Conceptualizing it to the moving the bus. Everything in between just fucks up our lives.
The process is kind of dirty, kind of dusty, extended, lots of noise, lots of guys in your house that you don't want in your house, and that's the process.
I'm kind of here for it. I'm here
for
it a little bit. Yeah, I'm here for the construction version.
So you'd like a guy, the guy to be handy.
Handy. He's got his own thing going on. You know what? I recently.
What thing does he have going on?
This is so ridiculous. I recently have been vocalizing a crush on Michael Keaton.
I totally support
thank you.
that.
And every time I say this to women, they get it.
I have loved him for years. Please pursue this.
I'll tell you my three, and then you send it out into the world and find a friend for me.
Okay.
My three guys are Brad Pitt, Michael Keaton.
Wow.
Okay.
How
And
bold of you to go with Brad Pitt.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah.
So if we can just sort of put all those men into a petri dish, I think I'd have the guy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. But I would like to take a slightly more realistic approach to this.
How dare you? How dare you?
Blah, 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 blah. I get it.
What's more realistic?
I would be down with a combination of those three guys.
H&R
and I'm not even
Block
gay yet. No, but I mean, those guys are usually spoken for. And then if there is a version of this human you're speaking of, you got to get in line.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't wait in lines.
You don't want to wait in line?
No, I don't wait in lines.
Are you interested in being a sister wife?
I thought about it, and it would be nice to share in the labors of
passion.
I was going to say cunnilingus and, fellatio.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind having somebody to take on those
every
duties.
Thursday and Sunday.
Right. You get the tip, I'll get the shaft. Let Sherry get the balls. Let's share. And then I'll do laundry when all you girls are busy with that.
You do
I'll do the kids' lunch.
You do my tip and my shaft. There's not going to be a lot of daylight between the cheeks. I promise you that.
This is your fantasy, man.
Not going to see a lot of daylight come squeak in between those two cheeks.
Squeak was a perfect word.
So you went Jason Momoa and Brad Pitt and Nick Offerman.
And Michael Keaton.
Like a physically
Michael Keaton.
appealing man, but he also has to have, not has to, I don't know why I need to say that language. I would like him to have his own endeavors and things that he's going after. And, as a woman in this industry, which is a term that's probably been said way too much, but this is my perspective, it's kind of difficult.
What would you like, but what is too busy? See, I think a lot of women wish for an independent guy who's got his own thing going on, but then those guys are gone on a lot of weekends. They get busy.
Right. And does it have to be someone in the entertainment industry?
No. That would preferably be someone adjacent or very far away in the woods building a cabin. I don't mind like a guy who builds cabins. That's all he does.
And then
a simple fella.
Would you, if you then found that, would you let him take care of you, or would you keep steaming ahead with your career?
I probably would do a little bit of both. I'm always open to taking on different avenues in the industry, not just doing stand-up forever, being on the road forever. But I would let him drive. Are you asking if I'm a submissive woman?
Would you like to be kept?
I would like to be kept, just not in a basement.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want like the Room vibe.
No.
Right.
I don't want that sort of. I don't want to turn out like Brie Larson. Although she did escape. That woman actually escaped.
Well, her kid did all the work, but yeah.
Well, that's what they're there for.
That's
Wait,
right.
who escaped?
Remember in the movie Room? Not The Room, but Room.
That's right, Room.
Oh.
With Brie Larson.
Oh, she's...
Which is a true story.
Captain America, Brie Larson?
Yes, the very same.
Nissan spokesperson?
And her kid, she had to roll him up in a rug and pretend he was dead. And it was a whole thing.
I would have loved if you led her credit with the Nissan spokesperson.
I like Datsuns. What can I say?
Datsuns are great.
I pay close attention to those commercials.
Datsuns are awesome.
By the way, you can see Jessimae doing stand-up. She's doing a tour, wide open. Sacramento Punchline Comedy Club. That'll be October 14th through the 16th in Providence, Rhode Island. That'll be Comedy Connection, October 22nd and the 23rd. And you can just go to her website, Jessimae. That's JESSIMAE.com for more info. So you're out, you're doing stand-up everywhere, you're traveling all the time. Is your home base in Los Angeles?
Yeah, my home base is in Los Angeles. I've been here for about 8 years now, and I love it. I really do love it here, but I'm feeling the pull of nature. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling the pull of being away from civilization. I think,
it's great. Embrace it.
Right?
Yeah.
There's something
feels good.
Detrimental on the cusp of society, and I don't know if I want to be in the epicenter of it all.
You should find a dude and get in a van and really see the United States.
No.
We
That
usually don't end.
Seems like just what the doctor ordered.
We don't walk away from the van usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we get into one. And we're not getting in, we're being put in.
Have you not been watching my show? I've been trying to tell you about little Gabby Petito, and you want to put this
Wait
girl
a
in a
minute, we got
van?
Nancy Grace and Greta Thunberg on the same show together?
How dare you?
How dare you? I agree with this little girl.
Get in the van and see Monument Valley or go to the
You
Grand
get
Canyon.
in that van, you are getting pushed right off of Mount Rushmore.
What's wrong with seeing the country through a van?
The country won't be here if you keep drinking out of plastic bottles.
Wait, what?
I don't know why Ringo Starr showed up.
What's your catchphrase? Blah, blah. Well, guess what? Wham, wham. Blah, blah, wham, wham.
We're taking this show on the road. The blah, blah, wham, where tour will be there everywhere outside in sustainable tents.
Oh. All right. So stand up, travel. But yeah, I think it's the Los Angeles. Well, it's a combination, I think, between COVID and Los Angeles sort of turning into a hellscape that makes everyone go, I just want to go somewhere where I don't see a fucking shopping cart that's more than a mile from the place it belongs.
Yes. Oh.
Like, I just don't want to see a fucking another shopping cart by the side of the freeway or on somebody's porch.
Or a graveyard of half carts.
Right.
Where'd the other part of the cart go?
I don't want that. I just want to go somewhere with nature. I don't want to see any more graffiti.
Yes.
I don't want to see any more homeless people.
And let's be real. LA is not like a hotbed for dating.
It is.
Well, I will say it's a hotbed for dating. It's not a place where you settle down with somebody. You got to bring them with you here.
Are we still blaming the people who live in LA. Like, I always hear people, men and women, where they go like, oh, you can't date those LA women. You know, all they want is blah, blah. And then women go, you can't date LA guys. I just want to date a 17-year-old for the rest of their life. And blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
But, I think we can find love in LA.
Maybe. I think it's a combination of the people and the environment. I don't think it's one discerning factor. I think it's an amalgamation of things that are going on at once that are causing it to be not the place to date. It's not the place to date. This is Hollywood.
Is it not the place to date because everyone who has come here to do something?
Yes.
Right.
And it's not settled down.
No.
It's like,
Right.
I want a
You do that in
best-selling
Modesto.
book. You know,
Yeah.
I
in
want
Montana.
Right.
I want to sign a contract for a record label or something like
Right.
that. So everyone here is ultimate. We sort of attract. So you guys are all from somewhere. I'm from here. But what we do is we attract the people from your hometown who have an agenda. They got shit to do.
Yeah.
And that's why they've come here.
So
That's
how do you
exactly right.
feel as someone who's from here? Do you feel like we're infringing? Did an entertainment pull these types of people and mess up what LA was once to you?
Well, to be fair, his LA was shitty.
yeah.
Well, I always think, I feel like LA attracts the top 7% of assholes from around the country.
Fair.
To come here. Like there's certain jobs
Thank you, by the way.
like airport security, where it just attracts assholes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine like dressing people down all day? People, belts off, shoes off, masks up. How many times do I have to take in the tray?
Yeah.
Phones in the backpack. Not on. Could you imagine doing that for
I
a
did that in
living?
COVID when people wanted to come over to my house and they just had been someplace highly populated.
You dress them down.
Yeah, please put your shoes in the tray. Step through with your hands up.
So it is the top assholes from around the world.
Right.
They come here to do
You
something.
want to be an asshole by the beach.
But also the problem with LA is like everyone treats LA like you treat a rental car. It's like, it's not really yours. You don't really care. I mean, it's like I would get together and watch football with a bunch of dudes who I've known for 25 years, but they're from Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
they're from New York, they're from everywhere. There's no Rams fans.
Right.
They're all from somewhere else. There's no LA has like Pittsburgh Steelers sports bars and Cleveland Browns. They don't have a Rams bar.
No.
I know they talk so much about New York being a melting pot, which it is. I lived there for 11 years and it's an amazing place, but LA truly is a melting pot where people are existing within their own isolated communities of people.
Yeah, they kind of refuse to melt.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
They refuse to melt. People refuse to congeal here. And it's an ego-driven city.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another thing that makes it a little bit difficult. I mean, I'm sure dating's difficult everywhere, but as someone who's been in the entertainment industry, I've experienced it from the source.
And also, I mean, to be fair to the potential suitors, you going, I need a Brad Pitt who's a journeyman carpenter.
Journeyman carpenter.
That's going to be a tough putt. Good-looking people rarely have great carpentry skills.
Right.
Like, number one.
Nature's
Adam's
balance.
the exception.
I
that
may
proves
be
the
one
rule.
of the few
I mean,
exceptions to that
I
rule.
see those cheekbones. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So, single is.
Single is.
And are you on any of those dating apps, Raya,
gotta
those
get on
kinds
Raya.
of things?
I've been on Raya,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing happening. You know what my favorite thing is? I don't do any of the other dating apps. I did prior to doing entertainment and being a comedian and all of that, but then I got rid of it all. It's too much. I have too many apps on the phone. But the thing that's funny on Raya is when guys, and I don't know if girls do because I'm straight hetero girl, when guys post just here for friends.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Charles?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you bored with your wife?
Oh.
Don't come on a dating app saying you're just here for friends. Go to the fucking bar. Don't bring that confusing, convoluted bullshit to the table that's meant to be a dating
Mm-hmm.
table.
Right. Yeah,
Who's
you're right.
just here for friends? No, you're not, Lance. You're bored. You're bored in your marriage and go seek a therapist.
Yeah. No one ever goes, I'm going to the Golden Corral to watch people eat. You fucking pull up that
Strap
feed
that
bag.
feed bag.
Strap on that feed bag. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Thank you. As
And
a
aren't we
man,
beyond that?
thank you.
Just want to be friends or just want someone to talk to?
Aren't
little
we
played
fucking
out.
beyond it?
And by the way, if you're a single woman, is that what you want? Some
Hell
monogamous fucking guy you can just talk about his life and your
No.
life? Like,
Right, as a
don't you want to
friend?
get down?
No.
No.
I mean, yes.
How dare you?
I mean, blah, blah, blah.
Wah,
Wah, wah, wah. All right, so Raya is not the way to go?
I haven't experienced any success with it. I'm sure it's worked for a couple people. There was that, I don't know if you guys caught it or talked about when, what's his name? Back with J-Lo now. Why can't I think of his name?
Jeter.
No.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
He had that video from Raya where
Oh, yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
Hey, Anna, it's me.
Yeah, he had a creepy.
Do you remember that?
Are you sure that wasn't a cameo?
No, I don't think so.
Somebody didn't believe it was him.
A
deep fake?
I think that was the story.
That makes sense because there was a whole Shaq thing about that too, that he was on Tinder and no one believed that Shaq was on Tinder. So yeah, I buy it.
I buy that too. You never know. I mean, the deep fakes are so good.
Yeah.
Do we have, I don't know where Max Zapata went, but
that video
there was
so
vid
awkward.
of Ben talking about.
It was a girl who denied him, or they had connected, and then she just denied him after for some reason because she didn't think it was him.
Right.
And so that's why he sent the video saying whatever her name was. It's just the way he says it's me that gives me room vibes.
Yeah.
Basement vibes.
Yeah, you're gonna get zip tied.
I had a version of that with like a high and a low. Gina knows. I haven't told it in a long time, but Phil Hendry is one of my favorite radio guys. And he was doing this whole thing, and he was talking about me on his radio show. I won't get into all the details, but he kept talking. And I was driving to work, and I was like, I love Phil Hendry. I'll just call into the show. And I called into the show. I'll give him a treat. And the guy picked up the phone, like the phone screener. And I go, hey, this is Adam Carolla. You guys are talking about me. I think I should chime in. And he went, is this really Adam Carolla? In which case, I felt like a big celebrity, you know? Like, really? He didn't go, who? He was like, is this really? I don't believe you. It's sort of a Ben Affleck thing. And I was riding high, and I go, yeah, it's Adam Carolla. Ask me any question. I'll answer it. And he goes, just don't fuck me, dude. And he put me on the line, because then I realized he had no questions. He could think of nothing. All right, we'll do the news. Jessimae will hang with us. We'll see if we can find that Ben Affleck thing.
And find me a husband.
And find
Is Michael Keaton
find
single?
you a husband.
It's a good question for the table.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's maybe too old for you, I would say. I mean, he's got to be in his mid-60s.
He's 70. He's pushing 70.
Wow.
But he looks great.
How old is Michael Keaton?
I'm just looking at
I
his.
think he's 69.
All right.
All right. Let me tell you about MD hearing aids. Yes, having trouble hearing? My nuggets of wisdom, try MD hearing aid. FDA registered rechargeable hearing aid. Average price for a hearing aid is over $2,400 a pair, and they have their Volt Plus models, just $299.99 each. When you buy a pair, rechargeable with up to 30 hours of battery life, water resistant, up to 3 feet deep, no prescription or doctor's appointment, buy direct, and have licensed hearing specialists available 7 days a week, 600,000 plus satisfied customers. Edward in Wayne, New Jersey says MD hearing aid is the best he's used at any price. 45-day risk-free trial, 100% money-back guarantee. That's MD Hearing Aid. Right, Dawson?
It's time to reclaim your life from hearing loss. Go to mdhearingaid.com and use promo code Adam to get their buy one, get one for $299.99 each offer. Plus, they are adding a free extra charging case, $100 value, just for listeners of the Adam Carolla Show. Just head to mdhearingaid.com and use our promo code Adam, or you can call them at 1-855-936-5603. That's 1-855-936-5603.
We just did a real quick deep dive, silent deep dive on Michael Keaton. Mm-hmm. He is a man of 70 years old.
Just 70.
A young 70.
Tiptoed into it.
His real name, Michael Douglas.
Yeah, he had to change it.
And doesn't appear to be married.
Uh-oh.
So here we go.
Hello, kids. He's got 4 kids. Thanksgiving's going to be awkward.
Hot stepmom.
I've not heard any push toward like testing. I mean, I know it exists, but I mean,
like antibody tests?
Yeah, like, hey, we're going to put up kiosks everywhere. We're going to open the Dodger Stadium parking lot, which is what you do when you want to get something done in LA. You go, the parking lot of Dodger Stadium is open now. We put cones out there.